A frustrating day for transit riders in the East End who now will be taking buses instead of the SRT. A train derailed on the line last night, sending several people to hospital with minor injuries. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Mayor Olivia Chow, who's joining us live now to respond to the derailment in Scarborough. Thank you so much for joining us, Mayor Chow. First off, what's your reaction to all that's kind of playing out, especially when it comes to, the safety issues on our transit system?
Yeah. First off, thanks the first responder for making sure everybody's safe and get transported and to the hospital with those that are needed. It's a very frustrating and alarming incidents for a lot of the riders. We know that that RT lifespan has passed at least 10 years. So we understand the problem. And that's why right now there are buses. We will make sure that the bus has its own busway as quickly as possible so that the transit riders can get to work a bit faster.
We spoke with the president of ATU Local 113, and one of the things that Marvin Alfred talked about is the fact that he desperately wants to see more investment in the transit system to make sure that these kind of incidents don't happen again. But it was just over the last 24 hours, we heard from the finance minister, the federal finance minister, that there's not infinite amounts of money for Toronto. What's your reaction to the ATU's president's call for more investments in our transit system at a time when the federal government is not necessarily, and provincial governments aren't necessarily open to just handing over piles of cash to the city?
Yeah. Scarborough residents deserve better public transit, and which is why the City of Toronto already, without waiting for the provincial and the federal government to join in, started designing what that RT corridor with a busway. So rather than the bus going onto the regular roads, it would travel on that RT corridor, which is a lot faster. In fact, it saves something like 20 minutes a day if they can travel on the corridor. We asked the provincial government in this case to join us because the subway that's being built is going to be at least another 5 to 6 years that the provincial government is building. So in the meantime, Scarborough residents need a better way and safer and reliable and faster way to get to work and get home. So I think the time to point fingers is over. We hope the federal and the provincial government would join the city. It's not just the Scarborough RT. It's the bluer subway cars, again, is fairly old, and we need to go and buy new ones. The federal provincial government last time came and supported the City of Toronto. That's how we purchased the Yonge Street Line 1 subway cars quite a few years ago. So we hope they join in, they step up, because public transit is something that get the city moving, and without it, congestion costs residents and the business billions of dollars.
Mayor Chow, what's your message to riders TTC riders out there who, when we look at over the past couple of years throughout the pandemic, that ridership is still below pre-pandemic levels. People are reluctant to take the service for a number of reasons, whether it's being unreliable or if it's the safety and security issues that we've been dealing with that we've been talking about on the news for several months, but now also things like this when it comes to the actual safety of the rails itself. What's your message to riders out there at a time when, ridership continues to lag?
Yeah, we want the wonderful people of Toronto to come back to the TTC. We are safe still. We are mostly reliable. And do know that in terms of public transit, it is still safer in terms of the per capita accidents, incidents as compared to drivers or using automobiles as a mode of transportation. It's still safer, and it's cheaper if you calculate how much we pay for car insurance and parking, dealing with the car, fixing the car, and all those things. So do come back and support the TTC, and it's still the better way. We will invite other levels of government to make TTC even better.
Mayor Olivia Chow, we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us on CB24 Live at Noon. Thank you.
Thank you.